I have not seen something similar to that. Can she do something similar here as well? Catherine has done decent. She's conceded 8, but she's picked up that big prize wicket. And immediately you see change in field. There is a deep square leg being sent back because Lojana likes to tonk the ball. Full toss, and immediately they're going to go for that single. So this is great work by Hina, who's pushing her partner at the moment. 2 overs done, 11 for the loss of 1. Alifia, just 1 run from a first over, continues. Just outside that guideline of the umpire, and he's happy to raise his arms.
Very, very lovely bowler Alifia is. I saw her bowling in the last year in a couple of matches, ladies matches, inter-school matches. Here,
Lovely drive. Lojana showing the full face of the bat. It's only moments from now that you will see Lojana striking and striking clean, and once she starts doing that, it's going to be a wrap on the blue side.
well, the first ball she faced looks like a complete batter for now. Everything in place with that cover drive, but not very powerful.
You're just going to agree with me very soon, because Lojana, once she starts finding the middle of the bat, she is incredibly dangerous.
Well, someone from both the teams, some batters from both the teams should come up showing their class. This is the right time for them to show that how good they are as a batter and a bowler, and of course as a fielder as well. Alifia is a very long serving player of the Oman women's cricket.
Shot and pulled. It's in the gap. They'll have to run a couple probably. Hina has been quick between the wickets, and that will allow her to get a second.
The problem is that we don't have much exposure to these girls to international cricket. They just confined to a couple of friendly tours like Bahrain. They have went. More matches they will play, definitely their skills will enhance after playing so many matches.
It is only a matter of time. It's just that phase where they're just growing as budding cricketers. Wonderful Yorker from Alifia. And it's guided to third, probably of the outside edge. And it will be a single. You're going to love what you see. We've already seen the shorter version or the smaller version of Shoaib Akhtar, junior Shoaib Akhtar in Oman. We've seen the junior version of Shrishant as well. And today you're going to see the junior version of Saurav Ganguly. Sliding down the leg on this occasion. Never too interested is the umpire.
The good thing is that she's bowling within the wickets, except the first ball, it was outside the off stump. But she's trying to bowl in the block holes.
Love to see this kind of support provided to these young upcoming ladies. Driven straight back to the bowler. So a dot ball to wind that over of Alifia. Just 6 runs in the 2 overs. 3 overs done, 16 for the loss of 1. Catherine looks to continue from the Oman LNG end. It is Amishi Sarkar who is behind the stumps. Looking for a big heave was Hina. And they'll scamper for a single here.
Quite amazing to see Hina. She's going for each and every run. Her intention looks to be very clear, to get maximum runs.
So let me take you through a few names that you would want to watch out for. You obviously know Trupti Pavde. She's been a part of the national side and she's a very, very good striker of the ball. She does play a huge role in the women's cricket as well. Player to watch out is Nitya Joshi.
Yes.
She's the mini version of Saurav Ganguly, bats exactly like Saurav Ganguly. Look at that tonk. Lojaina, she's a brilliant athlete between the wickets as well. It's only going to be a couple. These are big boundaries. And boundaries are not something that you'll get very easy here. So Nitya Joshi, you've already had visuals of Catherine. Another player that you want to watch out is the captain of the blue side, JD, Jay Dania. Once again looking to strike. And then when you're talking about the red side, you obviously have Hina Javed who is still in the middle. There is Samira Khan.
Yeah,
you would have heard about Samira Khan for sure.
Yeah, well, I've seen her also. She's a very good batter.
And then this left-handed batter who is in the middle, Lajaina Sajid.
Beautifully bowled, Lily, beautifully bowled outside the upper stump. She is trying to concentrate on the length and line, Catherine. Very lucky not to get a wicket yet.
The day they start playing this hard ball the way they play their tennis ball, they'll be really, really more impressive. Because if you see them playing the tennis ball, you'll be amazed at their quality. At the moment, they're just having those nervous movements. First time probably on the TV and a little nervous. 4 overs done, 19 for the loss of 1. An extra over for Alifia here. So she continues the spell from the Oman tail end. Hina is a decent striker of the cricket ball. She's taking her time at the moment. They've had to run. Let's this one go.
I still remember when she was first selected. She was only selected for his maximum sixes. She's such a powerful striker.
If Hina can clear these boundaries,
yes,
you'll have to give her an award because these are really big boundaries. Even in the international circuit, for the women's cricket, you would not see as big boundaries as these.
yes.
But these are the boundaries that you're going to get for the Oman D20 finale. And that is primarily the main reason why there hasn't been a boundary so far. There are a couple of good shots, but to clear a 70-meter boundary is no joke.
Absolutely.
They have the 5 O's on ball as well, correct?
But what a semi-final or the last final yesterday, but now anti-climax of the league coming to an end yesterday. With Majid Tyson winning the match on the second last ball of the match.
Looking to heave it across the line. Not able to make the impact at the moment as Hina. You need to hit it through the line. Show it the full face of the bat, donk it down the ground. And that's where probably they will be able to accumulate those boundaries. Across the line, it's going to be very difficult. Especially once the spinners come into play. Looking to heave it across the line. This is going to be required to re-bowl.
She has to bowl little more consistent bowling in the 3 stumps. Yet to see a full-blooded shot from Hina. Face 8 deliveries and yet 5 runs she scored. This time in the air. Just dropped in front of the field at mid-on. And a direct throw hit the stumps.
The ball just falling short of Trupti Pavade on that occasion. One of the brilliant fielders in the women's circuit. And that was showcased by the direct hit. Although that was sufficient time for Hina Javed to make it back to her ground. Alifia doing a decent job. She's not leaked a lot of runs. Kept things quiet, but the left hand right hand combination and now the lefty lefty combination is troubling Alifia at the moment.
I think it's not settled yet. The first over was very good, except the first delivery, but outside the off stump. But now looks to be slightly wavered.
Smart thinking by Alifia. Change of angle for her now. Coming around the wickets. Right in the block hole. She's doing a decent job. And never too easy. Also the heat of Oman playing a big role. Bowling a third over. She does have a decent run-up.
The heat of Oman is well known. But today I think slight wind is also blowing across.
Full toss and in the gap. This should get very close to the boundary. Might not have that energy to reach the boundary because these are seriously big boundaries at the moment. They will get a couple. So some decent effort from both the sides.
Well, Hina is trying to smash at least the boundary. But you correctly said the boundaries are very, very big. They have to have a lot of power behind the shot to clear the boundary.
Lojana, one of the better athletes in the women's cricket. Full toss and tonked over the fielder at mid-wicket. Could this be the first boundary? It's travelling and travelling really quickly towards the boundary. And yes, this is the first boundary. It's a confirmation, Jamil Zaidi. Lojana, probably one of the most prolific strikers of the cricket ball in the women's arena. And she proves her prowess with that boundary.
Yes, brilliant shot from him. Finally, the first boundary for the red team has come up.
It's a very satisfied dugout at the moment. End of the over. And red is dominating the affairs at the moment. Hina Javed doing some incredible stuff. It's so good to see the development of women's cricket, and to talk about it, I have somebody who is a guest to Oman, Mudassir Ali Qureshi. Modiba, development of women's cricket, such an amazing thing to happen.
A very good afternoon, Pranav, and Hina Javed getting that first boundary. In fact, it was not Hina Javed, it was
Lojana.
So these are new names for me. It was a couple of years back we had a exhibition game for women's in between D tournament. And still I clearly remember there was one girl, Bhakti if I'm not wrong. Now she shifted his base to India. A top order terrific batter. I'm not sure whether she's a part of these two teams. But testing conditions for these players, Pranav, it's not easy.
Never too easy. Kavya, at the moment, Hina Javed is looking to tonk the ball around. She's known for it. She's a good striker of the cricket ball. And every time she strikes, the ball stays struck.
And also by bringing such games live for women's, it will not only push the other women's or girls to take up this sport. Way outside the off stump. So far a tight over. So all you need to do is provide a good platform, and 10 or 12 years back, UAE was also at the same stage. They were struggling to find the players, but slowly and gradually now you can see in ACC they are one of the top sides alongside Thailand, Nepal and UAE. And now Oman, slowly we can see the rise of women cricketers here in Oman. A wide has been called and 30 for the loss of one. A much needed break has been taken by Pranav and I, been joined by Amin Wagle. Amin talking about the progress of women cricket in this region. It's taking some time, but they are on the right way, I believe.
Very good afternoon, and of course, this very, very important day in Oman D20. This was a good ball, quite full, and failing to capitalize on that, Hina Javed. But a very important and landmark event in Oman cricket, and it's a important initiative as well from the association, and that's to promote and propagate the excitement that T20 cricket has to offer to the women's and the girls, and once they start seeing that the limelight and the amazing opportunities they have in store, it's always going to be an encouragement and a little bit of, let's say, brownie points for the sports to have new entrants. End of the power play, 31 for the loss of 1, Oman Reds. Six overs done, end of the power play, and now we are out of that phase, and an extra bit of incentive for the fielding team to have some safety towards the boundary ropes. It seemed to me that Captain Dhania will now step up to the plate and look to make inroads into that Oman Reds batting lineup. At the moment, it's Lujena and Hina, and Lujena in the previous over hit a very, very good looking boundary. Having said that, it's a very nice blazing afternoon. The sun's beating down hard. I was down there at the pitch report and the toss for nearly, let's say, a good 45 minutes getting baked in the sun. And certainly a word of appreciation for all that crew, the ones handling the cameras, the ones, looking after the ground, the ones who are, circling the fields, doing their technical bit of work. It's not an easy task, and I just hope that they're well hydrated and taken care of, because after all, it's them who are doing all the hard work and bringing to you these beautiful live pictures.
Good to see the on-field umpires giving some time for the players to refresh themselves. Almost 40 degrees Celsius here. Tough conditions, and when Amin stepped in, he was looking at it like a red hot apple, I would say. It's really tough out there. I mean, today is the last day of this tournament, and this exhibition game, as important as the final we have at 7:30 p.m. This is for the growth of women cricketers here in this region. Reds versus Blues, 31 for the loss of 1. It's a rare sight. Hina on 7 of 15 balls, wherein Lujaina getting that lone boundary, 10 of 13. Very watchful. And talking about women cricket, especially in Gulf region, I mean, way back in 2013, 2014, 15, UAE women cricketers, there were only few in that region, but now 2025, we have almost 40 to 45 women cricketers. We have 3 to 4 teams. So it took some time for them to make a formidable side. Now in ACC, if we talk about top 3 teams, Thailand, Nepal and UAE is also at the top 3. So Oman cricket is also going in a right direction when we talk about the women cricket, because you need to provide such platform, the matches being broadcasted. It will help these players. Also, it will get more players into this game.
This time it's pushed towards the onside, looking to take a couple of runs, but the fielder has done well. It's only going to be a single. And rightly said, it's about all the opportunities and the incentives that the board provides for women cricketers to, put their best foot forward and look to perform and look to be part of the whole scheme of things. And one prime example and a, fantastic example can be taken from UAE cricket. And it's been quite a while since we've heard some big names from UAE cricket. I believe Chaya has been, a big performer over the years. And then you had Eka Doge as well. You have Tirtha Satish.
Go on. It's a long list.
Yeah, it's a long list,
Yeah.
absolutely. And the way they've been dominating, the region, and they've been, playing really good cricket. This one's up in the air, and she's looked to clear the infield. Looking to score quickly, Lujena, and good running between the wickets between Hina Javed and Lujena as well. Immediately just looking for that call from her partner, waiting for the partner to show intent, and then completing that second run. So good runs here of this over of Jayadhanya.
Looking positive. Lujena and Hina pushing hard for that second run in this hot and humid conditions. It's testing times for these players. 5 runs so far. So Jayadhanya going for 5 runs. The partnership flourishing between Lujena and Hina. 7 overs gone, 36 for the loss of 1.
Seven overs gone, 36 for the loss of 1 wicket, Oman Reds, and there's plenty to look forward to. And as expected, it would be a little bit of a rest time as well. These are really testing conditions where they're probably asking for some refreshments, and we do have news that Hina Javed will be looking to head back into that dugout, courtesy some discomfort that she's having. So we'll have a new batter out there in the middle.
And talking about UAE cricket team, their progress. Isha was the captain of UAE women's side. She was the ICC Women's Associate Cricketer of the Year in 2024. But it took some time to build that formidable side of UAE women's team. So we need to have such games for women cricketers here in Oman. So we can see that progress in the coming years. Because last time, if you remember, I mean, like 2 years back, between the D series, we had one exhibition game, and good to see quite a few new faces coming up in these couple of years.
Not only about new faces, it's also about the new captain. So you can see that there's a passing of the baton. You do have people like Priyanka Mendonka, who's leading the national side, and then Vaishali Jasrani, who is also a very big figure in women's cricket, and she's now looking after women's cricket in Oman, in a very holistic way, a very holistic approach. And now you see Oman Reds and Oman Blues, the sides for women's cricket that have been demarcated, and they are being led by 2 new people. At the toss, I met Dhanya and I met Hina Javed. I know them since quite a long time. I do know a lot of these girls playing over here who have come from school cricket, and literally seen them grow up and take interest in the game. It's always going to be exciting days ahead for women's cricket in Oman if such initiatives and such matches look to be continued on a regular basis. This one's in that corridor of uncertainty. Kavya is a very accurate bowler, and you can figure that out by noticing that she's not bowling too many erroneous deliveries, keeping it to that corridor of uncertainty. So these are some of the talent that you need to be watching out, pick up some nuances of their game and look to develop it further. Also very important is the strength. Cynthia on strike now, and she's come out in the middle fresh. Cynthia normally does duties behind the stumps. Oh, this was full toss, looks to hike it towards the mid. wicket region. It's only going to be a single. So getting off the mark, Cynthia.
At the right time, you talked about the players and that one name, Vaishali, a loyal servant for Oman women's cricket. She has been with the national team for years, working really hard. I still remember those were the days. Look at what an effort. Brilliant. A full length dive, saving some runs, commitment. But the fielder at mid-on certainly saving some runs. And talking about Vaishali, there was at one stage when he used to run behind the players, requesting them to come to academy to do the drills. Such a passionate for this beautiful game of cricket, Vaishali. So you need someone to push these girls. It's not easy because they need to take care of their studies. We have few players who are homemakers, need to take care of their families, kids, but the passion for this game, that is the most important thing which is bringing them back on the field. And also credit should be given to their families, the support, the amount of support they're getting from their loved ones.
Well, that's a very, very important point you make there, Mudassir. This one's played towards the onside, looking to hurry into that single. Look at that effort from Lujena. She was onto it in a flash. And then the family support that you speak about has been absolutely key, and you get to know this status of cricket for women's in Oman at the moment, because when you start seeing the variance in age, the average age, you've had 35-year-olds, you've had 24 years old, you've had people who have just come out from the school, and this one's a bottom edge and it's missed the stumps. And what it's going to do is going to give Lujena another run here. A little bit of error from the wicketkeeper behind the stumps, leading to that extra run. And there you go. You can see the mothers, you can see the sisters, and family members all coming there. And I would be very interested to see if you can find that one little girl or maybe a little boy over there coming in to cheer their moms. As of now, I can see a few husbands there wondering, my wife plays better cricket than me. She is out there being showcased on television. Or my daughter plays better cricket than me. And they will be absolutely jubilant and jealous at the same time.
40 degrees Celsius, but they came here to support their loved ones. So respect and gratitude to all these parents and the family members of these players. Jayadhanya.
Looks to just slog one towards covers, but then it was too wide, and the keeper had not probably looked to cover that wide, so it's going to be an additional run other than the wide.
Tell us more about women cricket development in this region, if you have any idea, because I have seen 2 years back the next oval to Vaishali with few girls. They used to do drills and fitness tests. So how has been the last couple of years, if you talk about the growth of women cricket here in Oman?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, since the introduction of broadcast cricket in Oman, and since the time we had that first D20, exhibition match for the girls, another wide and another run being taken, the keeper will have to be a little more disciplined here and look to cover the line of delivery. So since we've had that sort of a situation where where cricket has been broadcast for women, there has been a growing interest in amongst the local girls as well as the the expatriate community. And what makes it even more interesting is now the schools have started taking even more bigger initiatives. This one's high up in the air. Lujena is probably the only one out there in the Reds who's looking to score some runs quickly. It's not going to be a boundary, but a runs for sure.
The going has been good because keeping in mind at the ACC level also I've seen teams get going at 5 and 6 runs per over at the end managing 120, 130. So if you compare the international level, so far the Reds are doing an extremely good job taking those singles, tough conditions, but showing their class and fitness level. These two, look at that, excellent running between the wickets. Couple of runs taken by Sindhia and Lujaina.
And once you start having these inter-school competitions and intra-collegiate competitions, whether it be outdoors or whether it be indoors, it just helps, cricket stay in the mix and in the, in the discussions of the young girls. And that is where cricket in Oman has looked to grow. You can immediately see so many young girls who are new into the squad. What this also does is provide plenty of opportunities for them to get out on the field. And another very important initiative that Oman Cricket is taking is that the girls are allowed to play on the turf wickets. And that gives them a little bit of a taste of the real thing, of the real situation. At the moment, just moving around with the field as another substitute fielder just looks to come into the picture, into the whole scheme of things. It is a very hot afternoon, so things can get very uncomfortable.
Is Priyanka Mendoza. She's a part of this match. Captain of Oman women's national side. Another loyal servant for Oman women's cricket here in Oman. Priyanka Mendoza and Vaishali, they did all the hard work pushing these girls to take up this beautiful game of cricket, spending a lot of time working really hard, providing them all the facilities, giving them those practice sessions. The heat is taking a toll on Lujaina here. 16 of 19. Wanted to pull. Ball just keeping a bit low. 49 for the loss of 1. Jayadhanya still looking for a wicket here.
Yeah, well, it's been a very expensive in the whole scheme of things at the moment. Jayadhanya, in the first, she's been conceding far too many extras. Down the ground, it's high up in the air. Lujaina is looking very, very solid out there at the moment. She's looking to score quickly in multiples. And it's growing. The whole cricket fraternity in Oman as far as women's are concerned. And you get to know that especially when you start influencing the younger generation to come up and take the sport. For example, the skipper of the Blues, Oman Blues, Jayadhanya Gunasekar. She is the sister of Akshata Gunasekar, who was the captain of the Reds last year. And I know this for a fact because both these two girls, when they were little, they used to play with the boys, gully cricket with the boys in the building, in the gullies, and they used to actually live up to expectations. End of the 9th over, 52 for the loss of 1 wicket, Reds. Afida has been introduced into the attack. At the moment. Lujena looking quite exhausted. She's done the bulk of the scoring here in this 52-run effort for the Oman Reds. It's a full toss and worked away towards the onside. A single added to the total. There you go. Looks like a young girl coming up from the ranks of the schools, and you'll find plenty of them in this Oman Reds and Oman Blues side. Over the wicket to Cynthia. She's worked it away towards the onside, towards a fine leg fielder who's standing just outside the circle. So continuing our discussion, of course, there'll always be those girls, and I did give you that example of the captain of the Oman Blues, Dania Gunasekar, and she was very much interested in cricket since a very young age when she was a kid. And I know for a fact because we've been neighbors living in the same compound and would love to play with the boys, would end up coming there, and a sister as well, a very, very good opening batter, even for Oman national team. And that's where the influence starts. And once you start getting the limelight, once you start showing these pictures and these videos and, the whole live streams that go across being broadcasted all over the world. Oh, this one's hit very, very hard. A fielder is there, but it'll take them quite a bit of time to run, enough time, in fact, to run the second.
Excellent running between the wickets, and what a lovely story of two sisters playing this exhibition game. At the same time, I feel what an important role the parents play in nurturing the kids and helping them to follow their dreams, because in the modern day we always see a lot of young girls taking up this beautiful game of cricket. Half of the overs done, 57 for the loss of one. It's time for drinks break.
Lojana batting brilliantly. Look at that technique. Joining me in the comm box, the very experienced Jamil Zadi. Jamil, bhai, you've seen a lot of quality technique. How
Yes.
impressed are you by the
Very
batting
much.
of Lojana?
Especially Lojana. She has got all the shots in her kitty. Playing nicely. Either, look at that one. Heaved it to the mid-out for the single.
What makes her special is that she's very courageous. Doesn't take a shy from playing those shots.
Running between the wickets is also absolutely fantastic.
And on the other side, you will see the quality of Cynthia. One of the more technically correct batter in the women's circuit. Likes to play across the line. Six of 8 deliveries at the moment. Cynthia Lojana looking very comfortable. Looking for a quick single, won't get it on this occasion.
She's trying to bowl within the wickets, Dhania.
She's very experienced. She was a part of the national circuit for many years, and then she traveled to India, where she worked on her cricketing skills, and a big appeal, and this is going to be in favour of Jayadanya, the captain of the blue side, and picks that all-important wicket of Cynthia, and all of a sudden they're celebrating as if they won the game.
Well, first wicket for them. That is 2 with an LBW. Short, she wanted to play it onto the square leg, right in front of the wicket. And she was given out LBW. So first success. 1 wicket down for the Reds.
The captain comes to the centre once again. Hina Javed, one of those prolific batters. She certainly has a little extra time up her sleeve in comparison to the other batters. Very technically correct, good power, and loves to give a tongue to the ball, and that's where Hina Javed has been one of the prime contenders of the national side. She's done well as well.
He's playing for so many years for the national team. So we'll have to see at least a big hit from her.
Won't get a single on this occasion, so dot ball will wind that over of Jayadanya. 1 run and a wicket in that over of JD. 11 overs done, 58 for the loss of 2 Reds. Afida, 5 runs from a first over, will be looking to continue from the Oman LNG end.
Impressive batter she is, Lojana.
Heaves across the line once again. That's her favourite area. Doesn't take a shy to give a tonk. And that's what makes her special. That aggressive nature, the aggressive attitude of Lojana has worked in her favour.
Talking about women's cricket, it is all one good army, and that army belongs to Vaishali Jasrani, the sole pioneer of this women cricket in Oman.
Oh, there's a mix-up. Reads a direct hit. Very lucky to still be in the middle. Lojana, one of the quicker athletes in the women's circuit, and she was still struggling. That's the quality of JD.
Could have been out if she had given pass to the bowler. She was standing on the non-striker's end. Look at that one. If she would have been behind the wicket, correct. She tried to throw the right to the stumps.
Sliding down the leg on this occasion will be required to reload. And as a matter of fact, they'll get a couple of free runs. Needs a wicket here, the blue. That's the only way they can contain Reds, because in my understanding, in the remaining just over 8.5 overs, if Reds can get to 120 or somewhere close to 110, it's going to be a very long day for the Blues.
First big hit from Hina, but straight to the fielder there. The Cow's corner for single.
What's your opinion, Jamil bhai? Do you think Hina has the power to probably tonk it for a boundary here? These are really big boundaries.
Absolutely. This is the reason why she has still not yet come up with a maximum. Otherwise, she used to get those in the first couple of overs. It's really too big for the girls.
Another tonk, and this time over square leg. This is going to go towards the boundary. Probably doesn't have the legs. So another couple. Runs very difficult to come by at the moment.
Yeah, she looks to be the much better Lujana, as you said correctly in the initial stage, that she is one of the best, and she is really showing that she is a class better. Playing all short of a regular good batter.
She's exhausted at the moment. 27 of 31, and majority of the runs have come in running between the wickets. Another tonk, this time over mid-on. They'll only get a single. Oh, they're pushing for the second. This is going to be a run out. This can be very close. Probably will be sent upstairs. Empire Freddie Lonapan not taking any chance and deciding to use the technology in his favour.
Well, I think she ran a bit late on this occasion. Just the replay. Still bat in the air. And I think the job been done. We'll have to wait for the third umpire signal.
That's certainly going to be end of the captain. Hina will have to walk back to the dugout. The blue side celebrates. They're excited. They've got that important wicket of the captain who is going to be walking back to the dugout.
Finally, good fielding results in the run out. Wicket number 2 for Oman Reds.
blue side will have to start rushing the affairs because at the moment I feel they're probably behind the time. 66 for the loss of 3 as the captain has headed back to the dugout. And all of a sudden, Afida has a little bit of a spring in her feet. A single of the final delivery. And what that means is that 12 overs done, 67 for the loss of 3. And the strike will stay with Lajina. Having some fun. Are we in the com box? Pia comes to the middle, joining Samira. A lot of appeals, and with all that action that happened in the middle, it's only going to be a single. Believe it's the likes of Lojana who has retired back and gone back to the dugout. So 2 new batters in the middle, Samira and Pia. Samira is a good bat as well.
Yes.
Huge potential. And immediately the long on comes in picture. So deep mid wicket and long on.
Well, you see this long on right on the fence. The captain of blue thinking that she might smash it over that area.
If Samira can get the ball anywhere close to the boundary as big it as it, it's certainly an achievement. Big shot. She's come with some intent here, Samira. One of the other prolific batters in this side. A great initiative. Cricket for her. We can see some players in the making. These are young potential, young talented players. 69 for the loss of 3.
Well, Lord, they have to take full advantage of this international match they are playing at this beautiful ground. Hundreds of people will be watching this exhibition match of Oman girls.
Make it thousands. Thousands and thousands of people.
So it is a good opportunity for them to showcase, yes, they are good batters, they are good fielders, and they are, of course, good bowlers as well.
At the moment, Kavya is just trying to get her lace intact. First visuals of Pia. She's faced a delivery. Driven beautifully through the covers. This is a prolific shot. This is entertaining. This is exquisite. This is brilliant batting by Pia at the moment.
Confident looking shot from her. Very, very well played from the middle of the bat.
Absolutely. I was just about to say the meat of the bat. Not looking to hit it hard, just good quality timing. Goes through. will be runs. Probably it was the outside edge of the batter. Was looking to hit it hard, Samira.
Nicely bowled in the middle, nicely played also. To the short mid-on for the single. Still long way to go for now. After this 7 more overs to go.
Absolutely a very long way to go. They'll need to grind and make sure that they get some valuable runs for their side. I think somewhere close to 120 will be interesting. Big shot. Only for a single, and now I understand what's the reason for deep mid-wicket and long on to come into the picture.
Because they're not hitting very hard. But at least trying to get some run. 13 overs gone, 73 for 3. Oman Red.
Kushi comes into the attack from the Oman LNG end. Such an important platform when you're talking about the development of women's cricket. The cricket for her. It's the outswinger. And what's good is that shape of the ball. Yes, it's wide and it's going to be required to re-bowl, but the shape, good shape away from the right-hander.
First delivery. The only thing is that I think leaving apart the other bowlers, a couple of initial bowlers were quite impressive, bowling within the 3 stumps. Smashed it into the air and it was just fall behind the fielder.
That is a good tongue. Would have been 6 on most grounds that are in consideration for women's cricket. Samira looks strong.
It is very difficult in this heat. You have to
yes.
play all together.
Have to agree with you. Just inside the line. And the umpire gives the bowler a nod that that's good enough. Comparing these ladies cricketers to the players of our younger generation, tell me who's impressed you the most. You've seen a few youngsters. You've seen the likes of Jeet Shah, Soumya Sampat, Muzahir Raza. Big shot, high up in the air. Fielder won't be able to make a catch out of it, but it's only going to be a single. So tell me, Jamil bhai, which, like Muzahir or Soumya, are standouts? Who are the standouts and in comparison to...
Muzahir now becomes a veteran.
He's a veteran?
In terms of the comparison with Soumya Sampat and Jeet, he has been playing Crusoe from 6-7 years now with the national team. So obviously, I just really impressed with this boy, Soumya Sampat.
We'll have to reload that, Kushi. What has been special? Just talk us about skills. The amount of knowledge that you have. I'm just trying to break through that knowledge.
We have seen him yesterday bowling out off spinners. He's a very, very accurate bowler, trying to bowl within the stump, turning the ball well, and reflexes are very nice.
And I assure you that Soumya Sampat is only the second best cricketer in the house. Because the best cricketer you're going to be seeing in a while, that is Ananya Sampat, who's going to be probably featuring for the red team.
Well, hats off to all these girls and their parents especially. They had given full support to these girls to come join the training camps, dropping them, taking them off from the stadium. Beautifully bowled within the stumps. Now she's bowling nicely. So credit goes to their parents for now allowing them to come for training, play matches, and all top of that the Oman cricket who was promoted this women's cricket from so long. Outside the off stump, good delivery, end of over number 14, 78 for 3 Oman Reds.
Time for Kavya to probably continue from the Oman tail end. 14 overs, 78 for the loss of 3. So scoring has slowed down ever since Lujana has walked back to the dugout, and that's what shows the importance of that.
Yes, definitely, yes. After her departure, scoring rates become very slow. Samira is trying now, but not very much successful in getting guttles. Boundary, of course, looks to be quite difficult.
She's by far one of the better cricketers in the women's circuit. From what I've had visuals of a few weeks ago in the box cricket tournament. Yes, few good talents coming up. One is Nitya, very technically great. We'll have to reload this one, Kavya. Then you obviously have Samira, who's at the non-striker's end. But Lujana has been a standout. And what makes her special is her intent, the attitude to attack. Because that is something that you don't find very common in upcoming cricketers. Some good bounce. And as a result, they'll probably get a single in terms of buys. What's your thought?
Well, lots of hard work to be done for these girls by the coaches. They're trying their best to take best out of those girls, but still they need a lot of hard work, especially the wicketkeeper needs some guidance from the coaches.
It's so difficult to impress somebody who's been a wicketkeeper in his days. What are the things that she needs to work on, Jamil bhai?
When you're talking about the intent, I'm talking about that one. I mean, she had to be a little agile, and being standing behind the wicket is not that you just take the gloves and stand out. No, you have to do a lot of exercises, bending down, coming up, bending down, coming up.
Oh, this is going to be very interesting. It doesn't go in favor of the side blue. Kavya.
It was very, very close, but umpire has the says no.
Replay is going to be very interesting. This is going to be really interesting.
Loud appeal for the girls, but umpire Subramaniam not interested.
In the air and puts it down. Not able to hold on to that catch on this occasion. Could have very well been the curtains for Pia.
Hard look, so Kavya getting us for a wicket. Look at that one. From the bottom of the bat straight to cover point, and it was spilled down.
Maybe it is the sun that could have been the factor. Short, and this will go once again to fine leg. And that means 2 more free runs.
Slow proceedings of this match. Some hard work by the bowlers in this intense heat.
Struck straight down the ground. This is going to be a single. Direct hit required to make it interesting. Not really. So 15 overs gone. 86 for the loss of 3 reds. And this is a game in the balance at the moment.
'86 for 3, 15 overs gone. And joining me is Amin Wagle. Outside the office. Amin, you have a lot of knowledge about a couple of girls. You know them, how they come up to this Oman national team. So just need to know. You have more knowledge.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always been something about the pathway to, playing cricket in the first place for the women and girls. This is up in the air, and what a catch this one from Dhanya. At covers, certainly inspirational, and the captain leading by example. Out of nowhere, she's just hung on to that, and what a beautiful, beautiful performance here from the Blues. Picking up a wicket at the right time. Have a look at that. In the air for a fair bit amount of time, and a diving effort, a one-handed diving effort from Jaya Dhanya.
Stunner, one of the best catch we have seen. Earlier that it was simple sitter at the cover point, but this was one of the stunner. The wicket number 4 back to the deck out for Reds.
Four wickets down, and Reds are 86 for the loss of 4 wickets, and it's courtesy that stunning catch from Jaya Dhanya Gunasekar. And certainly leading by example, the captain for Oman Blues at the moment. And out walks Lujena once again, and she'll be looking to play a fighting knock to continue all that good work she has done. It's in the air once again, looking to find the gap. Bit of a chasing effort by Dhania and her partner.
What a brilliant catch by Jay Dhania in the covers. Just popped out brilliantly, taken out inches from the ground. Look at that one. From the brilliantly taken, just inches off the ground, leading the team from the front. What an effort.
And this is what makes, broadcast television and cricket broadcasts look very, very interesting. Afida has been bowling really well, looking to target slightly outside the off stump, so very effective at the moment, and most certainly she'll be somebody that the captain will be looking to complete her quota of 4 overs. On the other hand, I was mentioning about that cricket broadcast here for women's cricket, and there are moments like these that are captured on air, and you'll always be very, very interested to replay it and see it all over again and again, and show it to your friends and family. People are streaming this live, and that catch, I believe, was second to none. It was a very, very good effort. Ball staying very low, and have a look at that.
Well, all credit to Oman Cricket for providing these girls an opportunity to come onto the screens. Full toss playing out to the fielder. Opportunity for them to showcase how good they are, as thousands of people will be watching. Once again, look at that catch. Catch of the day so far. Absolutely brilliant. Timely jump, timely take it off the ground.
Oh, big shot towards the deep mid-wicket region. A fielder has been strategically placed there. Good captaincy from Jaya Dhania. She knows her field settings really well at the moment. And what an over that Afida has bowled so far. Not many, only 5 runs from this over. Her third. 16 gone, 91 for 4 reds. "16 overs and Reds find themselves at 91 for the loss of 4 wickets. Captain Jaya Dhania, after taking that stunning catch, is now back in action with the ball in hand. She's bowled 3 overs, only 1 over remaining in her quota of 4. She's picked up a wicket for herself. A little bit of yes and no, but then deciding to not go for the run.
Well, I think nothing much left in the dugout for the batters for this Oman Reds. So these two, especially Samira and Lujana, both experienced batters for the Reds, should take the score at least 210, 115 from here on. Nicely played, straight to wide mid-off in the circle. I still remember the days when this one girl army, Vaishali Jasali, was trying to build a team of girls. I was with her for so many schools we traveled. Pakistan school was most difficult, but at least 6-7 meetings finally.
She's hit this one towards the square leg region, beats the fielder, and he'll look to take the second. And look at the running between the wickets. Samira as fit as ever, and also complementing that is Lujena, who's come back after being retired out, or rather retired, hurt, and she's still looking very, very positive in completing that second run. So this is somewhere where the women's cricket and the girls who are getting into the game of cricket need to be learning from. Down the ground, it's as straight as an arrow. Alifia is looking to stop that one, and she does it very, very comfortably as well. So just a single. Immediately in 2 consecutive balls, you see 2 very, very nice fielding efforts as well as athleticism from the batters and the fielders alike. Thumped into the hands, but no, I think she spilled this one, or it was probably on one bounce.
That was a one bounce going down the square leg. I think both Lujana and Samira is trying to accelerate the run rate and trying to get around 115, 120 that we are talking about.
In the air, she skied it. A fielder looking to get underneath it, but will not reach it in time. So it's just one bounce. Fielder was Alifia Sayed, so we certainly wouldn't be complaining about the effort because she always gives 100%. End of the over. Have a look at that chance once again. Looking to accelerate and looking for a few extra runs here. The left-hander Lujena will manage only a single on that last delivery. Good going here. Catherine, who was operating in the power plays earlier on, is now being reintroduced into the attack. False start at the moment, but she'll look to gather her run up and bowl that one in the right manner. Momentum is everything in cricket at the moment, especially when you're bowling. You need your run ups, you need your steps to be right. In the air, she's played that over the infield. Good intent here shown by the left-hander Lujena. And look at that throw back to the keeper. And in the meantime, Lujena and Samira are certainly doing some serious running between the wickets.
She is trying her best, Lujana, to clear the ground, clear the fence, but doesn't have that power. But obviously, the field is too big for them to square that one. But still, she is trying. I think only one boundary we have seen in this stint of the game, the first 20 overs. Nasty bowl.
Yeah, certainly realizing that not many runs are coming off the full deliveries because it would need some serious strength to, play that aerial shots whenever you bowl full. So that's good mind games here from Catherine against the Reds.
Outside the off stump, try to cut.
Yeah, and that's where, the gameplay and the strategies that the teams have made prior or in the run-up to this match against players of the opposition comes into, into the limelight. Good work by the coaches, and, they've been telling them the kind of deliveries to bowl at different stages of the games.
Good fielding, direct throw. That's intent. Looks to be very, very positive from these girls.
And see how disciplined Catherine has been. She's bowled those 4 deliveries in the over. There are no extras. And most of the deliveries have been on target, and especially the control, because she's bowling the deliveries where she wants to bowl them.
She bowled earlier also to good overs in the initial part of the game.
Oh, this one's biggie up from Catherine. Targeting the stumps, accuracy, pinpoint, and celebrations in order for the Blues. As the 5th wicket falls for Oman Reds, it's going to be Samira, who was looking very, very well settled out there in the middle.
Brilliant delivery in the block hole. Low chance for Samira to play on. The wicket shattered. Look at that one, just in the block hole. Finally got the wicket she was looking for. Wicket number 5. Back to the dugout for Reds. Still one more to go for Catherine. Down the leg side, she has to reload it again. And the three-figure mark, 100 for 5, Oman Reds. A psychological barrier have been passed by Reds. 101. Full toss in the air, but the feeder was too far.
Yeah, rare extra being conceded by Catherine, but then not too many runs off this over. But what's important is she's picked up a very, very good wicket of Samira, because with all that experience, she can be quite dangerous. 102 for the loss of 5 after 18, the Reds. Bit of an appeal here from Afida, and it's going to be Sahana Gilani now, who the right-hander who's found herself out there in the center. A bit of background on Sahana Gilani, and that's that she's from that 2023 batch of cricket for her initiative. She started off playing softball cricket, since you were asking me a little while earlier as to how these girls have, come into the whole scheme of things. There's another appeal, and it's not been given out by umpire Bala Subramaniam. So from softball cricket, graduating to hardball cricket, and which is probably the real game at the moment. She's out there in the limelight.
Well, of course, only thing that efforts from those girls, from softball to hardball, will definitely a good effort from them. This time played out to the onside, uppishly from Sahana, but got off to a single. And Afida continued to bowl as 4 over.
What's been really good for the Blues is that they've maintained their fielding standards, and leading from the front is that captain, Dhanya. And then we also have Alifia Sayed over there. She's been quite a handy fielder. We noticed that in the previous edition of this exhibition series for women. And she was almost everywhere. She plucked a few catches, and that's when, she broke into this whole cricket scene for girls. And you can see her even at the moment, she's standing at point, and normally you would have your best fielders at point. So over the years and over a period of time, she has made a name for herself. Down the ground, it's been given quite a whack. Lujena, a very, very powerful striker of the ball, looking to take that second, but will not do so because the throw was pretty good.
She's trying her best, to Jana, to get past the ball boundary line, but the power behind the shot is not that much. It can take the ball towards the boundary line. But compared to the boundary line for the women's, they already got that 4 runs.
Good strike. And Alifia Sayed will make sure that it's only going to be a single, and that's what I'm talking about. So that's some excellent ground fielding. She had to cover quite a bit of ground, and then eventually throwing that ball on one bounce to back to the wicket. So end of the 19th over, Lujena still existing out there and still fighting very hard. Reds are 105 for 5. Final over of the innings, 105 for 5, the Reds. Catherine has been given the opportunity, but she at the moment has been dispatched down the ground. It's only going to be a single, but intentions now from both the right-hander and the left-hander, Lujena and Sahana Jilani. Fun times. They've, I think, collected quite a good total, and that's largely courtesy Lujena. A few good hits and quick running between the wickets could lead to Lujena reaching a very, very important milestone.
Almost half of the runs been scored by Luciana out of his 106 at the board. And she's still looking good to get some more runs for her team. So far played brilliantly. Playing all the shots which you have in a good batter.
Oh, looks to take a wild swing, soft appeal, but umpire not interested because Lujena got nothing but air on that one.
She is trying her best. Catherine already got 2 wickets to her credit. Let's see the outside field.
Fantastic death bowling here from the Blues. Oh, this one struck down, and that was struck so very hard and pinpoint accuracy. She'll be absolutely dejected. There are those sheepish smiles on the Blues faces.
Actually, she bent down. She thought that it will be given an out. Doesn't put hand on it. Not a finger, no touch on the ball.
Oh, absolutely livid. Look at her. She still can't believe her luck here, Lujena. Have a look at that. That was 4 on any given occasion. Had those wickets not, played spoil sport. This is simply amazing. No ball, says the umpire. And a very rare occasion, Catherine errs and a free hit will be provided. It's to Sahana Jilani though.
Let us see how maximum benefit they can take out of this free hit from Catherine. She was bowling very nicely. It is the only ball she bowled which is given a free hit.
Oh, big shot. Sahana Gilani certainly packs a punch because that was an excellent cut shot. Look to keep it in the air and look to clear the infield. Once again, you see Alifia Sayed in action, looking to return the ball very quickly. Only a single and probably rightly done so because Lujena will be trusted to hit some big shots.
The ball is following Alifia wherever she is going. It was on the other end. Now it's going to the next. So that's popped out the offside, the off stump, and enter the cover. Mrs. Run up. It's really tiring. I mean, it's too much hot down the ground.
Well, absolutely. And what the Reds have done is they've taken an excellent decision after winning the toss, and that's to bat first. You can see that there's a psychological advantage on the Blues as well because they've toiled and worked very, very hard out in the sun. Very, very accurate here from Catherine, using those tram lines to her advantage.
Well, she has been given an advantage on this delivery. It was on the line outside the off stump.
Last ball. Big shot down the ground. Fielders looking interested. Dhanya does not manage to latch onto it. So it's going to be a couple of runs for the left-hander Lujena. Looking for the third as well. Will not get it. So she'll fall short of that half-century mark. She'll end up her innings on 44 of 51 deliveries. But Reds, 111 for the loss of 5 wickets in those 20 overs. And what a performance this one has been for the Oman Reds, winning the toss and electing to bat first. Have a look at that last hoik by Lujena.
Great effort, but fall in between the two fielders. What an effort from Lujena. 44 not out. She has been there of 51 deliveries. One of the best innings I have seen in this particular innings from Lujena.
Yeah, well, certainly, rising up to the challenge and all that experience that they have amongst the whole scheme of things in women's cricket. Lujena standing tall on that scorecard and making sure her team will be very, very happy with her effort. Have a look at that batting scorecard. Hina Javed, the captain, and she was run out 11 of 21. She certainly stayed there for a while. Disha couldn't contribute much, only 5. Cynthia, 6 of 10 deliveries. Samira hung in there and partnered Lujena for a very long amount of time. 10 runs is what she got. Pia and Sahana, 5. Both very, very good players and good strikers of the ball. Lujena, on the other hand, a different story and a class apart. 44 of 51 deliveries and possibly the star of the show here.
Well, to the bowling, it is all the efforts of Catherine. She bowled extremely well. Got 2 for 23. 1 wicket for Jaya Dhania. And there are 2 run-outs in between. 1 wicket for Hafida as well. 111 for 5 in 20 overs. 26 extras.
20 overs of exciting cricketing action for the girls out here at the Oman Cricket Academy. And this is how things started, and it started off very, very well. Catherine disturbing the woodwork of the opening batter. And then after that, some boundaries. A wicket for Jaya Dhania, and she trapped her victim leg before wicket. And then a few good shots down the ground, powerful shots. These are large boundaries here at Oman Cricket Academy Turf 1 this afternoon. And was certainly very, very interesting to see how the girls, coped up with it. This was a stunner. And then that last wicket for Catherine, wrapping things up. So good runs here for the Reds. A task set out for the Blues. Whether they get there or not, only time will tell. And especially on the other side of the break. Do stay tuned.
He has timed that one well. Catches the ball straight in. Beautiful ball. Edge the way. Yes, it is. coming. Yes, it is.
Match number 31, and probably Oman Women's Red versus Oman Women's Blue will go down in history as a very, very good performance by the ladies here. Hina 11 of 21, Disha 5 of 8, Lujaina 44 of 51, and she's the star of the show here for the Oman Women's Red because they won the toss and elected to bat, and certainly stepping up to the plate was Lujaina. Apart from her, Samira 10 of 12, and of course Sahana and Pia contributed a few runs as well. Extras were the second highest scorer for 26 extras, so certainly will not be too happy about it. The Blues 111 for 5 is what they ended up with. As far as bowlers are concerned, a couple of wickets for the very accurate Catherine Teresa Binu, and 4 overs, 2 for 23, and what was important was those 12 dot balls, so very economical and not giving away too much was Catherine. A wicket apiece for Jayadhanya Gunasekar and Afida Aftab. 1 for 22 for Afida, and that wicket was a stunning catch by Jayadhanya. And then Jayadhanya had trapped one of the batters' leg before. 1 for 23 in her, effort of 4 overs with 9 dot balls apiece for both of them. Right then, it's going to be a very, very exciting run chase here for the Blues because the Reds have certainly done everything right in their right, and whenever they were out there in the field, all the batters certainly rose to the occasion and made sure that things, were very much in control. They were scoring fluently and they were banking on those extras as well and making use of every opportunity to run that extra bit of run. And have a look at that wonderful scenes here. Entering the field as a team, the Reds, led by Hina Javed, a very, very central figure here in that team. She's a senior and she's, been there, done that for the Oman team as well. On the other hand, all eyes will also be on those two batters for the Blues. Stepping up, leading from the front is going to be their captain, Jayadhanya Gunasekar. And then joining her, obviously, to her right is going to be Nitya as well. So plenty of experience in that Blues side. The score 111 does seem to be daunting, but most certainly does not even be looking very, very easy as well for the Blues. But on the same side, if the Reds, if they don't manage to keep their or hold their act together in the field the way Blues had, this could be a very easy run chase. Joining me in the comm box is going to be Pranav Mehta. A word or two about what do you make of this chase at the moment, given the conditions.
Thank you so much, Amin. A very good evening to everyone who's watching this game. Probably first of its kind opportunity for the ladies to showcase their talent in an exhibition game between what has been an action-packed drama here at the Oman D20, powered by Fancoat. And what a moment this is for the young ladies to showcase their potential, their talent, their mantle. One of the premium batters in the local circuit, Jayadhanya, will be opening the batting for the Blues, chasing 112. And alongside her, it's going to be Nitya. She's a lookalike of Saurav Ganguly. And you're going to agree with me once you get first visuals of her. At the moment, Samira, one of the prolific bowlers. Starts off with a wide.
Yeah, just early days here into this innings, and that's where they'll have to control here, the Reds. Samira, plenty of experience. She's been in that national team set up for the women's. She's played plenty of school cricket as well when she was part of Pakistan School Muscat. Oh, target shot. This one's driven wonderfully on the rise, down the ground, but there is a fielder at mid-off.
Decent action for Samira. The only thing is she needs to get her line and length right, which has not been accurate so far. Played in the cap, and it's going to be a couple of runs for Jayadanya.
The girls now getting probably their first taste as to how to play with conditions here. Winning the toss, Hina Javed did the right thing, and that was to elect to bat first. And the moment she did that, everybody must have heaved a sigh of relief that, yes, of course, not everybody has to be out there bearing that scorching sun. However, they did feel the pinch and feel the heat, the batters of the Reds. It's a wide. For running between the wickets and with large boundaries that are available today, it was very difficult to clear those boundaries. So they had to literally earn each and every run that they did between the wickets. Took a toll on the batters. And now, when they're out there in the field, the fielders are very, very comfortable. The bowlers are comfortable, but also the Blues batters will be very comfortable running between the wickets. So scoring will be much easier for the Blues.
Change of angle and won't go for a single on this occasion. I mean, tell me, how satisfying was that batting of Lojana, that intentful batting? And I've only had visuals of her on a couple of occasions, and she's looked like a different caliber player in this women's rank.
Absolutely, and that is what broadcast cricket does to you. You're showcasing your skills to everybody around the world. Oh, this was bowled beautifully immediately, realizing that her line and length was not up to the mark, coming around the wicket and angling it across the right-hander. Jayadanya has been very impressive. She's striking the ball well, which also brings me back to your point about Lujana, that she certainly looked very intentful. And remember, these are large boundaries. She couldn't get those boundaries to her name. Only a couple of them, or maybe 3 at the most. The rest of the runs were hard-earned runs.
She's a very good athlete, and that's what makes her stand out. Runs very hard between the wickets. You wouldn't have seen her dive here, but a couple of weeks back in the box cricket tournament, I could see her putting in that effort on a artificial turf.
Yeah, absolutely. Brave stuff here from the girls. Speaking of dives, did you see that Jayadanya catch?
Oh, I just missed that by a fraction. I've known this lady for a while, and she's one talent to watch out for. End of the first over, 4 runs of it. So first visuals of Nitya. Her elder brother was a decent cricketer, but I assure you that she's the best cricketer of her family. Very talented, huge potential, and she's going to go a long way. Once you look at that technique that she holds up her sleeve, you would understand why I am all praises for her.
It's a fairly decent build-up for this young girl. Oh, immediately just playing it behind the stumps. And I get what you mean. And she does seem like a very compact and a very, very, technically sound batter because she certainly got her timing right. and knows on how to approach those line of delivery. So the basics are cleared, and of course, the attractiveness of the shots that she plays will only come to full foray and in full view once when she goes deep into this innings. At the moment, I'm also impressed with Jayadhanya. She has impressed me the most this afternoon. With the fielding, with the whole captaincy thing going with her.
She's one of the most prolific players that you would probably see in the women's ranks. A huge potential for the national side, and she's only going to mature as a cricketer with time to come. She's already good, not taking that away from her. But it's an opportunity for the other younger ones. Yes, Trupti Paude, you would have seen her perform. Jayadhanya, Hina Javed, these are players you have seen time and again. Cynthia.
What a strike this one is. It's racing towards the boundary. The fielder has to do a good job to prevent a few runs here. As many as two. And would love to have to see a replay of that shot, because the way she rocked onto the back foot and struck the ball very hard, and all that build-up that you gave about Nitya just seems to do full justice to it, doesn't she?
Oh, she's a prolific player. She's one of the better players that I've seen at the women's rank. Two left-handers that have really impressed me. One is Nitya with her technique, and Lajayana with her attitude. The only thing that Nitya needs to work on probably is her strength training. That's been the need of cricket in the modern era. You need to be strong. The shorter formats have taken over, and that's where you want to tonk a few balls against the tide of the game.
Mark your position.
Sahana, 4 and 4.
Oh, brilliant ball. This was struck well towards the cover region as well, and there's a mix-up here. Oh yes, now they've got it right. A run out and cutting shot. Her stay at the crease, Nitya, due to the mix-up. Out of nowhere, the Reds have managed to get their first wicket.
It's a big wicket. She's made a name for herself, Nitya. And she was never expecting that good a fielding. It was Samira at covers, holding on to it. And then finally the wicket keeper just making sure that she disturbs the stumps. Cynthia, she's been around for a while and she's done a decent job here. In walks Tripti Pavde. But it's the end of the first wicket for the Blues. Tripti Pavde walks to the middle. She's a strong batter. Coming from the outskirts of India. Good bit of swing into the batter. So just 5 runs and a wicket from that over of Sahana. Yes, the wicket courtesy of a run out. 2 overs done, 9 for 1. Reds. Samira continues. Change of angle from her. And watchful is Trupti at the moment. Doesn't want to go for the single. She's a big tonker of the cricket ball. Does like to go after the bowlers.
Yeah, well, certainly, reputation precedes itself and precedes the person rather. And Tripti Pavade certainly comes with a big reputation of going for big shots. In the indoor tournaments, she's always been the most sought after player. On the other hand, she's up against Samira.
Immediately looking for a big one. Only gets an inside edge on this one.
And then you also look at Samira, who she's up against, and she's been in that national side, representing Oman quite a few games. Has got that very skiddy action, and she's gotten physically fit as well. So she's got that strength in her to, deliver a little bit of pace towards the batters. And at this level, it can certainly spell doom for the batters, no matter how good or how effective you are at the moment. Jay Dhania. She'll be up against Samira. She's already had a good look at her in that first over. Now looks to guide that one towards fine leg.
What I expect from Samira is probably she's been around for a while and it's high time that she starts using angles. Even if she's not having swing, if she can generate angles. She's already generating angle from around the wicket, but that's not an effective angle.
Driven. A fielder out there in the deep to collect and throw it back to the keeper. That was a fairly decent collect and throw as well. And gets 1 run to her name, Jayadanya. That run out has probably shook the Blues' batting effort at the moment. They're looking very, very cautious for the running between the wickets and don't want to be involved in another mix-up. And on the other hand, Samira, with all that experience that she has, will look to utilize that. Just like that, full toss. But the keeper, Cynthia, misses it. All ends up, including the batter. However, it's only going to be a single.
They need a wicket here. The Reds. Cut. And there's going to be a dot ball because Trupti is not answering to the call of JD at the moment. So end of the third over. Reds are certainly controlling the equation at the moment. Paude has come in with a little bit of an intent here. Wants to make an impact. It's going to be required to re-bowl here. Sahana.
Sahana Gilani, she was out there with the bat as well earlier on in that first innings. But then with the ball, she did look impressive in that first over. She's got the right action. She's certainly got some movement as well going along with her. Has a great high arm action. Got a good built up and release. And what's very, very important is that line of length at the moment with just that one wide to her name. Otherwise, it's been fairly accurate.
Need to cut loose here. Can't take a lot of time. They're chasing 112. They need at least a 5 runs every over. Shot pulled. Fielding pretty decent from the Reds.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Tripti Pavre, a lot of power into that shot. It was a cross-batted one nonetheless, but was hit powerfully. The fielder at square leg had to be completely in control in order to keep it down to a minimum of one. Jaydanya will have to step up and score a few more runs here very quickly. She's been there for 10 balls since the ball number one, as a matter of fact. Just like that. Tries to cut, looks to play it in between the two fielders. Not enough legs on that ball, only for a single.
Just a couple of runs from the bat and a extra in this over of Sahana. Can't believe that she's just come 1 year ago from the ranks of tennis ball. She's pretty much accurate, and opening the bowling for the Reds, she's done decently. In swinger, in the air, and a couple of bounces into the fielder.
Very interesting field as well. You have that fielder inside the circle now, but then earlier than that, mid-on and mid-off, it wasn't even a mid-on and mid-off, it was outside the circle at the halfway mark from the boundaries. So, and both the fielders outside the circle were at that location of looks to get the outside edge at the moment. A little bit late onto that ball, so won't get enough power to beat the fielder.
Needs to cut loose here. She's taken her time. Jaydanya, 5 of 12 deliveries.
Oh, this one's crunched. A fielder once again well placed, only a single. This is good captaincy from Hina Javed. Just making sure that the fielders are in the right locations. End of the over, 4 gone, 17 for the loss of 1 wicket Blues.
Samira continues angling away from the right-hander. She's created the angle away from the right-hander, but would have loved to see her probably angling into the right-hander, and that's where the wicket-taking opportunity arises.
Well, getting a little bit of inside, or let's say that in-swing into the right-hander would be quite difficult, especially with all that skill that is required to get that sort of a delivery. But this is what I'm really excited about. If she can manage to bowl it within the stumps and angle it outside away from the stumps, that creates enough variation for the bowlers, especially at this level, to create trouble for the batters.
Certainly a little bit of an angle is what is required. If they cannot swing the ball, yes, don't need to be swinging the ball, but if a little bit of an angle can be created, that's worth the price of gold.
She comes with a little bit of sling action as well, Samira. Just have a look. Yep. And at the last moment, just whips her wrist down on the deck and hence gets that skiddy sort of a movement across.
Certainly needs to work a little bit on the pace as well. Could probably increase the pace by probably 5 kilometers per hour. That would be very effective.
Well, at the moment, I'm still in awe of all these girls here, performing under the limelight, under the spotlight for Oman cricket. And who knows, I mean, Samira does seem to be pretty quick to me. I think she is 5 kilometers quicker than me. As a matter of fact, I really wouldn't know. She's quite accurate.
Not really sure about the pace, but she's doing a great job for her side at the moment. especially with that run out. We'll have to reload this one. Tripti 4 of 7. JD 9 of 16. $22 for the loss of 1 in 4.3. Shot pulled. It's gone in the gap. Anything that comes from the bat of Tripti certainly travels to the boundary. She's a strong lad, and that's where a lot of power executed into that shot.
Absolutely. Finally, that power coming into play for Tripti Pavade. Made sure she got as low as possible and met that ball right on the meat of the bat. And it was 4 written all over it. The fielder, it was too good for the fielder, in fact, just taken out of the equation. So good runs here of this over, courtesy a couple of extras and that boundary and running between the wickets. So very, very useful over for the Blues. In the air, looks to clear the infield. Going to be a little bit of a chase. Courtesy that early run out. Now the batters looking very, very carefully at that second run.
They need a wicket here, because if they don't get a wicket, the pair of Jayadhania and Trupti will quickly take the game away.
Just a tentative miss here from Jayadhania, and that will mean that 5 overs are up 27 for the loss of 1 wicket, Blues.
Sixteen runs from 3 overs of Samira. 10 runs from the previous over, and that's where the Blues would have taken a sigh of breather. And a sigh of breather for Amin Wagle as well, as the very experienced Jamil Zaidi joins me in the comm box.
Thank you, Pano. Full toss straight to the fielder. What I observed from this red and blues, red seems to be more effective in the field placement compared to the blues. And they are more quicker in returning the ball. And that mix up we have seen about this Nitya. We're talking about down the leg side.
What a gem of a delivery from Disha. It was sliding down the leg, and then to get that all of a sudden turn, just missing the leg stump by the merest of margins.
Could not saw much about the Nitya. You're talking about so much about her. Oh, that was a beautiful delivery. Unfortunately, she got run out in a mix-up.
At the moment, Disha is doing a decent job for the Reds, giving it good enough air. Flicks it towards leg, and there is a run-out opportunity. Direct hit was required.
Couldn't collect it properly. We have seen stunner from Jayadhania in the fielding where they were brilliantly taken the short cover. It was as good as a test class catch from her.
Certainly one of the prolific fielders, one of the most talented women's player that you would have in Oman. And even when you're talking about seniority, certainly senior most Trupti Pavade, it's a full toss and it still had to be put away, and the power of Trupti Pavade works in the equation.
2 boundaries by her. Look at that, the full toss and just pick the gap beautifully to the square leg boundary for 4.
If a women's player can sweep the ball so well at this level, she's certainly very talented. Immediately, deep square leg comes into the equation and the keeper comes closer to the stumps. Flighted and once again heaved on the leg side. It's going to be a single. So 7 runs from that over of Disha. 34 for the loss of 1 at the end of the power play.
$34 for 1 in 6 overs. Quite interesting match. Jayadhanya batting on 10 of 18 and Trupati batting much better than her. 15 of 14 with 2 boundaries as well.
Anything that comes from even near center of the bat of Trupti, the ball is always going to be travelling and travelling very quickly.
Jaina who scored brilliant 44 when the rest were batting. High scorer out of 112, 44. It's a great effort from her.
Drilled straight down the ground, and it's only going to be a single. Certainly a decent athlete, Lajina. If she can add on a little bit of pace in her bowling, she's strong. We've already seen that in her batting. If she can add on a little bit of pace, probably work a little bit on her action, she could be very effective. There is already a little bit of movement in her bowling. In the air, and this ball is going to be traveling fairly quickly. Another couple for the Blues. So runs starting to flow for the Blues.
That was the juicy full toss played out toward the square leg. Could have been boundary, have been hit with little more power.
Short and flicked once again. And it's only a single. Look at that fielding effort. Excellent stuff from the Reds at the moment.
Could pick up and throw, but couldn't prevent the single. Some more runs required from Trupti. She's playing well, getting some boundaries for her team.
Short and pulled. She's one of the strongest players in this arena. And look at that effort from Lujana.
Athletic.
Pia. doing the cover-up job on this occasion. Lojana charging in. Full toss, pulled well. This is in the gap. And straight to deep mid-wicket for a single.
Difficulty to bowl him in the stumps. Almost 3 deliveries she bowled full tosses.
She's allowed to make a little bit of an error, Jamil Bhai. She scored 40 odd runs.
Yeah, definitely in this heat. So much running. This is down the leg side.
Never too easy. The heat has not been the supporting factor in Oman here.
We're all talking about the upcoming final. An exciting one ahead.
Big shot straight down the ground. It's only going to be around the circle, and that's where it's only a single. Seven overs done, 42 for the loss of 1. Eight runs from that very first over of Lojana. Trapti has been effective, very much effective. 18 of 17. She's played that cameo of a role which has kept Blues interested in this game. Disha continues. She's been exceptional.
Beautifully bowled this time. Beaten the batter outside the off stump. From here on, Blues looks to be little comfortable position. Long way to go for the overs. Still over number 8 is in progress. After that, 12 overs to go. They have all the time to chase up that total of 112.
They're going to go for the single. Very lucky not to be impacted by that wild throw. What's your thought, Jamil Bhai? Blues, Reds?
Currently favor of Blues, I believe, right time from here on. Because only 1 wicket down. This time try to sweep it down the leg side. 2 more runs.
Absolutely. Royal Oman Stallions are certain favourites against Majlis Titans.
Today, yes, I am in favor of Royal Stallions as far as the concern is concerned, because they have again slight edge on the Majlis Titans.
What are you saying, Jamil Bhai? You've stopped the support to Amir Kaleem. Your favourite Amir Kaleem. Come on, Jamil Bhai.
Not going to do that one. I'm just talking about the reality. As I told you yesterday also, between Majlis Titans and Yalla Shabab, I said Majlis Titans have got little edge over Yalla Shabab. And today I'm saying it is Royal Stallions who have got little edge over Majlis Titans because of their professional fast bowlers they have got, spinners they have got. Though Majlis Titans do have that, but if you go for the fast bowling action, it will be Royal Stallions who have got more power.
So basically, you're jinxing the Royal Oman Stallions so that Majlis Titans win.
Well, it will be a good total to DC that's in the ground. But it will be definitely a final to watch.
You're trying to cheat commentator's curse. Swept beautifully by Jayadhanya. It'll be a single to deep square leg.
No, I'm talking professionally about the comparison of these two teams. So you tell me if I am wrong.
Oh, I really feel for Majid's Titans, I really like that side. But to be honest, even yesterday I felt that Yalla Shabab Giants was a better side. It's just that they didn't use the resources to perfection. On a wicket that was turning, they were constantly using the pacers. And that's probably where they lost the game. 8 overs done, 48 for the loss of 1 Blues. We're witnessing a great contest here between the Blues and the Reds. It's an exhibition match between two ladies' sides. And what an opportunity this is for the development of the women's. Full toss, and this is tonged into the deep. Only a single, but Trupti has her intentions very much clear.
Yes, she's more powerful hitting. Got 2 boundaries as well. Under 21 she's on. Almost halfway mark for Blues. Once again full toss, spread it out towards the long off. And with that, 50 runs has come up for Blues. Just losing 1 wicket.
Pretty much in control of the game at the moment, with both of these batters in the middle. Radhika. Full toss and tonged. Once again on the leg side there is protection and hence only a single, but Trupti is making it look very simple.
Bowling is also not well. Disha also and Radhika, almost 2 deliveries, full tosses she has bowled so far. This was the better one, coming into the batter.
Can't do much here, Blues. Radhika is just getting the job done. With a bowl like that, you have to generate a lot of strength. She does get that googly kind of turn into the right-hander.
So 2 good deliveries from her so far. Just given away 3 runs on all 3 runs came off full tosses.
So 3 dot balls in a row. Radhika gives just 3 runs off her first over. 9 overs done, 51 for the loss of 1. Eleven overs remaining in this encounter. Oh, this is a goner. This is a goner. It's a big moment because Trupti Pavre was looking exhausted. And in a brain fade movement, she's lost the ball and lost the stumps.
Finally, brilliant bowling. And Trupti came down the wicket, missed the ball, and the rest been done by the wicket keeper.
In search of a wicket was the Reds, and they've got that big wicket of Trupti Pavde, who's gone back to the dugout. And in comes another big talent, Catherine. 51 for the loss of 2. I really feel that Reds have got a little too much for the likings of the Blues. Because on a wicket like this, which is a little on the drier side, these two leg spinners have a big role to play.
Down the leg side, and it's a wide. 2 more runs to the total. And an extra ball as well.
Tell me, Jameer bhai, who has been the most impressive for you? Who has impressed you the most in terms of skill level?
Well, I think if you talk about the fielding, I believe the Reds are little better than the Blues. But Blues batting looks to be better than Reds.
I have to agree on that one. I'm fairly impressed with Disha as well. If she can add a few variations up her sleeve, she can be very effective. She's giving too much air for my liking at the moment. If she can push the ball through, if she can find a way to learn it, inside part of the bat, and they will nudge around for a single.
Yes, she is bowling quite well, but as you correctly mentioned that she is giving too much air, and that's good. The wicket she got of Trupti was because of that flighted delivery. But this was a better delivery, the last one. She got a single out of it, but bowled extremely well.
Across the line on the leg side. Square leg is inside the circle, and that means there is a lot of work that is required to be done. And hence a couple of runs to the addition for Blues. So the final ball, before both the sides can get that much awaited break, and that'll be an opportunity to re-strategize as well. Inside out, over covers. This is a good shot from Catherine. It'll only be a single, but what that means is 57 runs at the halfway mark for the loss of 2, and that means it's a game in balance. We'll take a much needed break, and so will the players.
So middle.
Ten overs gone, 57 to Blues. With that Radhika bowling well. And joining me, Amin. From here on, it looks to me that the Blues are cruising at the moment.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Very good evening, and what a wonderful day here for this cricket, for her initiative by Oman Cricket, and we have the Blues and the Reds battling it out at the Oman Cricket Academy. Oh, this one struck very, very well. The fielder looking to stop that, and Sahana Gill has been absolutely busy in that position at cow corners.
Saved 2 runs.
Four stepper. Radhika.
And what the Blues have done well is that they've, kept the scoreboard ticking along. They're still managing to get those easy singles. Or now Jaya Dhania looking to provide some fireworks from her blade at the moment, because this is the second shot in a row that she's looked to, clear the infield and try to look for a boundary. And that's very, very good signs here for the Blues, because runs at this stage will really hurt the Reds.
So families are watching their kids playing there in this international, beautiful Oman Cricket Academy. Turf 1 in Amrat.
Oh, she's beaten all ends up. Turn from Radhika, and plenty of it, as a matter of fact. Looks to flight the ball and certainly does something with her fingers, and she's got that technique with which she gets that turn and bounce from the surface.
Yeah, she has done before also. This is one of the best deliveries she has bowled so far.
Through the covers, diving Hina Javed will not be able to stop it. It's only going to be a single though. And that's been the problem all throughout this day. The girls are really looking to give it a whack towards the covers, or whether it be towards the square leg region. It's just that the strength and the power is not able to take it towards the boundary lines. Once again in the air, a fielder looking to get underneath it. Ordinary effort. And after quite some time, you get to see the runners managing to get two to their name for a shot.
Compared to the batting of Blues and Red, Blues look to be more solid. They have scored about 3 boundaries in this 64 runs, whereas Reds had scored only a boundary when they were batting.
Once again, a full toss delivery, so not able to land that ball effectively, Radhika. But when she does, she certainly looks like a very good bowler and a very effective operator. 11 gone, 65 for 2 Blues in the hunt.
नहीं
11 overs gone. The Blues are 65 for the loss of 2 wickets. And Catherine and Jayadhani are battling it out. Oh, brilliant delivery. Beating the outside edge of Catherine. Disha certainly seems to have some great bit of talent here.
She got a wicket in the last over, and she got rid of Trupati. She came down the wicket with her brilliant flighted delivery coming down halfway, and the wicketkeeper does the rest, takes the bails off. And once again, she bowled the same delivery.
Once again, beaten outside the offside edge. What's really doing the trick here for Disha is that she's turning the ball. She's got that wonderful wristy action and also brilliant control on the length. The areas where she's landing the ball, she's managing to purchase a little bit of turn and at the same time dragging the front foot forward of the batter. Towards the leg side this time around, Disha, and it's probably going to be a couple of runs, but no, it's only going to be one for Catherine.
Earlier over, she didn't bowl well, but after second over, she came back and got a wicket. The last over she is bowling, still 3 legal deliveries to go. But her flight is absolutely brilliant. Within the wickets, turning away from the batter.
And this is where things will grow, because now the world has seen her on video. So you would only want to, go back and try and analyze and see yourself on screen as well, and possibly improve a little bit here, a little bit there, visualize yourself in the whole grand scheme of things.
Well, great opportunity for those girls provided by Oman Cricket, giving this exhibition match here, which is live broadcast all through the world. This time full toss, played it out to wider mid wicket or whatever you said. One run has come out of this.
Yeah, it seems to be like a laborious knock here for JD at the moment, and that's probably because she realizes that her wicket holds key here for the Blues. She is the experienced batter out there in the middle and will want to see her team all the way till the finish line. Very important for her to stay there. Disha now, once again. Once again, it's been that story of Disha. What a way to end your 4-over spell with a ball that beats the outside edge of the batter, outfoxing the batter on most occasions. 12 overs gone. Blues are 67 for 2. Twelve overs gone, 67 for the loss of 2 wickets. The Blues are in the hunt of reaching the target of 112. Full toss, looking to hoik it over mid-wicket. Will only just manage to get a single. And the Reds certainly seem to have a thing or two for leg spinners, because they have a couple of them amongst their ranks, and both of them very similar sort of bowling styles and delivery styles, and both of them extracting turn from both the ends of the Oman Cricket Academy.
Tisha looks to be more better than Radhika, because the last over she was a superb over. All 4 deliveries in the air, turning a lot away from this time over the head of the bowler. The brilliantly hit, and the fielder is there. So 1 run only.
Good going at the moment, and if no matter what, if the Blues just keep ticking along for singles, that should be enough for them to possibly get over the finish line. At the moment, Reds are in hunt of a wicket. Little less turn, and a misfield from Hina Javed will probably allow the batters to cross over for a single.
Hina Javed thinking that how to contain those singles coming from these 2 batters, and both of them playing nice, especially Jayadhania, 24 of 35, and Katrain, 10 of 14. Better delivery.
Yeah, certainly kept batter Catherine in 2 minds. Didn't certainly wanted to hit a very aggressive shot, but then deciding against it. Radhika has once again looked to be taken out of the equation. A very, very difficult chance here, and this is good work here. Asking for a boundary, Catherine. And I guess he's only going to get a couple of runs.
Excellent effort by the fielder. Just stop the ball just inches from the boundary line. Saves at least 2 runs.
Cut in between the gaps. It's only going to be a single. That was Lujena, the fielder on that occasion, saving a certain boundary. She certainly missed the catch, but then making up for it. End of the 13th over, 73 for the loss of 2 wickets, the Blues. 13 overs up. The Blues are 73 for the loss of 2 wickets. Catherine and Jayadhanya Gunasekar are out there battling for their sides and looking to reach that target in as quick time as possible. What's going to happen here for the Reds is that a new bowler has been introduced into the attack. It's Sushantika, and seems to be a very, very effective operator here for Hina Javed, and they've got some good spinners amongst their ranks, the Reds. We've already seen 2 of them, and now Sushantika will also look to employ her trade.
Well, what a time for those girls playing in the floodlights. Absolutely thrilling for each of one of them. After the match, they might be taking the clips of their heroics in the ground, especially the catch that this girl has taken.
Down the ground, looking for a single. The 2 fielders at long on and long off converging, and they've been kept very, very busy all throughout the game.
At this stage, couple of boundaries will make the things easy for Blues to touch up that 112 runs target.
Wide, says the umpire, so an extra, and not many extras have come in this Reds bowling effort, and that will be something that the Blues will want to take home because they conceded 26 extras. So if you're chasing 112 and you remove 26 from that, that would mean it would have been a very, very close target for now. No ball, says the umpire. Just when I start appreciating the Reds for not conceding too many extras, there you go, a wide and a no ball.
So I think they had to take maximum advantage of this free delivery, free hit rather.
Umpire Freddie signalling that free hit. So we'll be looking to hit over that mid-wicket region, and just when I thought they would be looking to do that, a fielder drops back towards the boundary in the cow corner. So you've got long on, long off, cow corner and deep square leg. And she decides to go down the ground. Divya will ensure it's only a single.
Shantika slightly off the wicket. She's not bowling well. It's the better one.
So any dot ball will be absolutely worth its weight in gold for the Reds, because that would keep adding the pressure onto the 2 batters over there to take the riskier option. At the moment, Jayadhanya has good head on her shoulders and seeming very, very calm and composed. Down the ground. Oh, it's a bit of a misfield, so will comfortably take that 1 run. Looking to take the second, but then denied by Jayadhanya.
Very good partnership between these two, Jayadhanya and Kathrine.
Big shot, mid-wicket coming into picture here. It's not going to be a wicket, falling just short of the fielder. And once again, it's that popular or familiar figure of Sahana Jilani. Driven and straight into the hands of the fielder Hina Javed. End of the over, and 7 runs of the Sushantika over. 80 for the loss of 2 Blues. 7 रन तो निकाल दिए उसने. सॉरी, आज एशिया कप अभी से नहीं है ना. Big shot. And it's coming off Radhika, looking to get underneath the ball, but no fielder available for the services. Blues have managed to get away with some very, very risky shots every now and then. Radhika has certainly bowled very well. She's into her last over and seemingly deserves a wicket.
The catch has been dropped. Actually, it come to between 2-3 fielders. Full toss coming down the wicket, but only get a single.
She's operated well in 3.2, only 18 runs. So has been one of the more economical bowlers because the past couple of overs, the runs have not been able to come by for the Blues. There was that one over in which only 3 runs had been conceded. And then after that, Sushantika gave almost about 7 runs in her over, which was the one preceding this of Radhika. So looking to continue the good work, the Reds in the field, and apply pressure by starving the Blues of runs at the moment. 83 for the loss of 2. There's not much required at the moment, as much as 29 if I'm not mistaken. Full toss. Not able to find the boundaries here, the Blues. They're working the gaps only for a single.
Trupti was the only one who got 3 boundaries. And after that, no boundaries came from the later order batters. This time, try to play out, and this is the first wicket for Radhika.
Yes, finally getting a little bit of returns for all the hard work that the Reds have managed to do so far. They've managed to keep it tight. That line and length has been nagging the right-handers at the moment. It's Catherine who has lost a wicket, caught flush in front of the stumps. Umpire Balasubramaniam making no mistake and having no hesitation of raising the finger. So Catherine has to depart, heading back. And finally the partnership's broken for the Blues. Young Amishi gets a chance here under the spotlights and to make a difference for the Blues. Catherine did a wonderful job of keeping the Blues in the game by consolidating a partnership with Jaya Dhania, and now it's up to this young Amishi to do the same. No ball, and it's also struck the stump, so a very, very dejected Radhika at the moment because she feels as if she's been robbed of a wicket here.
Well, the first ball hit the wickets, but it was declared a no ball, and of course a free hit. But it was a very well bowled, but she, I think, went ahead of the line.
So these are early signs of Radhika, and I'm pretty sure that if she goes through her vigorous training schedules and her physical training, because she's got the Dusra and she's got the googly.
I mean, for that you have to play a lot of matches to get the match practice.
Works her way towards the onside for a single. She certainly got those deliveries, those variations in her, and at the moment she's got the conventional stock delivery, and then she's got the other one as well, which comes into the right-handed batter, and I'm pretty sure a little more development, and Radhika will be very, very proud of a few more successes under her hat. 15 overs gone, 87 for the loss of 3, Blues. Sushantika will be given another over. She leaked 7 runs and straight away first ball wicket, and it's that big wicket of Jaya Dhanya. In the last over she proved to be a little expensive, but now in this, the first ball that she's delivered, Jaya Dhanya has been taken out of the equation. The Blues will be looking very, very worried.
Great comeback by Rats in the last 2 overs. 2 wicket down. Look at that one. Between the legs, in the block hole, and got the wicket. Well bowled.
First ball wicket for Sushantika, and the Blues have struck 2 wickets in the last 2 overs, and it's been that sort of a day where the pendulum swings from one team to the other in terms of momentum. 87 for 4. Ariba walks out. Now it's time for the youngsters in the Blues to step up to the plate and make sure that their team sees them on that winning podium at the moment. Good strike towards the onside, looking for that single, and this is what you get with youth here, that they're looking very nimble, very easy to take those singles, and they're very quick between the wickets.
They had to. Boundaries are not coming. The only way to get closer to the target is to go for the singles as much as they can.
Looking for that single, but sent back. And this is what broadcast cricket does to you, because now this exhibition match is not part of a big tournament, but just because it's being broadcast, it's a major event in the year for the girls at the moment in this on the field. So the pressure of the situation all comes into play. It's about who handles the pressure at that particular, stage. Once again, what a delivery.
Beautifully bowled. Almost through to the gate.
She has certainly come back in a spectacular fashion, Sushantika. That first over seemed very ordinary. There was nothing so special about the bowling and the deliveries that she was looking to attempt. But now, Sushantika is doing everything right. There has been a little bit of bite in her deliveries. Down the ground. Well struck by Amisha.
Got off to a single. Still they need about 23 runs from here on.
Deva.
Oh, this is missed the batter, missed the keeper. There's been a few incidences here from Cynthia behind the stumps where she's just let the ball go. And very interesting captaincy from Fiza or from Hina Javed as well. We'll come back to that. 16 overs gone, 90 for the loss of 4 wickets. Ananya Sampath introduced into the attack and straight away into action, keeping it away from the right-hander, looking to turn the ball into the right-hander. Interesting captaincy by Hina Javed. The moment she realizes that these two youngsters are out there in the middle and there is no danger of the boundary, she's got the field inside the circle. Looks to hoik it towards mid-wicket and will only concede a single. So at the moment, the batters have got the only option of hitting the gaps to take those singles. Otherwise, the ball is going to go straight to a fielder who's waiting to block any sort of runs.
Rightly so. Ananya outside the field. Most of the players are inside the circle. Full toss once again. Straight to Hina. Interesting now. 21 runs required from here on.
Unable to beat the fielder. Diving effort from Hina Javed. This is good effort here from the Reds. They know that they have certainly just looking to get a stranglehold on the Blues run chase.
Beaten in the air. Very good over from Ananya.
Shot down the ground. Two fielders, mid-off and mid-on, chasing it. It's going to be a long chase, and by that time, these two youngsters from the Blues will look to take as many as possible. As many as two, as a matter of fact.
Comes down the wicket. Bowler's back drive. Got 2 runs for Amishi. In the over number 17, it is 93 for 4.
Sushantika had a good comeback over. Full toss and will get away with it. Lucky to get away with it, in fact. So she had a good comeback over the previous over. Picked up the prized wicket of JD. And now it's these two, up to these two young batters of the Blues. Down the ground once again. They certainly are looking to keep that mid-on and mid-off fielders very, very busy.
Good ploy from Hina. She has just brought all the feeder inside the circles, both on the leg and offside, because she's seeing there's no boundaries are coming, and the game is now going to be once again interesting, as we have seen so many matches in the D20 League powered by Fan Code this season. At least 7 matches go on wire and decided on the last ball of the match or the second last ball of the match. So this also heading towards that.
Down the ground. Another single. It's coming to a very close finish. 95 for the loss of 4 wickets, so not many runs to get at the moment. And you also don't have that many balls. So what the Reds need to do is stop any boundaries. A boundary will be a mishap. And also what they need to stop are extras, because they are criminal at this stage.
This is what I was trying to tell you, that yes, match is coming very, very closer and interesting as the matches was going on in D20 League this season especially. So this exhibition match is also turning out to be a very good one this time. Played it out. This short mid-on rather could have been taken. The very, very good bowling from Sushantika.
Absolutely. As many as 15 runs needed of 14 deliveries. Have a look at that. In the air for a fair bit amount of time. Supposed to be a regulation catch. But the fielder not up to it. Dot balls will hurt the Blues because at this stage you would need to be running for every delivery possible. And they also need to be swinging the bat a bit more harder. Full toss. Straight away, eyes onto the umpire. Looking for that second, and that will do them wonders. Is it going to be done? Yes, it has. So good result here for the Blues, as they managed to pick up a couple of runs on the last ball of the over. They are still very much in the game. As 18 overs are done, the Blues are 99 for the loss of 4 wickets. Impressive over, first over for Ananya, and immediately creating a few chances here with the first delivery. She managed to only leak 3 runs, and that was what brought Reds back into the game. Before that, there have been some free-flowing runs, and they were looking under the pump. Now Ananya has a big task. Looking to hit it down the ground, not timing it well, hits the top end of the bat.
Well, the Reds came back into the match after 2 successive wickets in 2 overs. Chaitanya and Tupti. That really caused them problem now.
Oh, this was struck well towards the mid-on region. Looks to take a single. A big throw here from the fielder. However, missing the stump. So, good attempt at the run out. Ananya has really kept it very quiet for the Blues. Once again, a brilliant delivery, keeping it outside the reach of the right-handed batter. Ariba had absolutely no clue how to deal with that. So this is good game sense.
Interesting match going on to the last over of the match.
Played it behind, looking for the single into the hands of Cynthia, who just fumbles, and with that the Blues will complete another run. So now 3 runs of this over of 4 deliveries. It's still very tantalizingly close.
So talking about the other matches of the men's T20, and this match also coming to that climax. The last legal delivery of the 19th over is in progress.
Big shot. Fielder looking to get underneath it and will miss it. But then have they going for the second? No, they have not. Only a single. And what an over here from Ananya Sampath, because Ariba and Amishi are still out there for the Blues, looking to score as much as possible. It's the last over of this game, and as many as 9 runs are needed of 6 deliveries. Very much this match in the balance. ...19 overs done and 9 runs remaining for the Blues. but at the moment, Red seem to be very, very in control of this defense. With pace on the ball, they're looking to take that single. There is a mix-up in the middle. It's going to end up safe as Ariba pulls out the last-minute dive.
Interesting, interesting. 5 balls in 9 runs. Samira, most experience, brought back into the attack. Good captainship by Hina.
Yes, absolutely. And now one would just hold back and wonder how important was that 3-run over from Ananya. This is played up in the air. The fielder looking to get underneath it. It's beaten the fielder on one bounce. Couple of runs on offer and will get it comfortably. So intentions are clear from Amishi that she is going to use the pace of Samira to her advantage.
2 valuable runs for Blues. Stage of the game. There's still 7 runs to go with 4 legal deliveries to be bowled by Samira.
Yeah, they need to find a boundary somewhere. In this last over, a boundary would certainly mean the end of the innings, near the end of the innings. Just like that, down the ground, 2 fielders looking for that second run. Are they going to get it? Amishi is very, very quick. Ariba struggling to reach the non-striker's end, but will do so. This is going down to the wire. Another couple of runs, and now there is that deficit has been erased.
2 very, very consecutive cuttles for Amishi brought the score closer. Still 5 runs required with 3 balls to go. Once again, exciting end.
Now deciding to keep a fielder at long off. Full toss, this time towards the long off region. Only a single, looking to take the second, but will decide against it because it's too close for comfort. Now it's a couple of balls for Ariba. One of these balls has to go for a boundary, or one of these balls has to go for a multiple. Maybe a couple of runs, but that would just mean leaving it too little, too late for the Blues. This is going down to the wire. Very close game here. It's an exhibition match, but the intensity and the intentions very, very clear from both the teams, and that is to win. Big shot. It's looking for a fielder underneath it, but it's not going to happen. A misfield, but then good backup from Captain Hina Javed. Samira has managed to hold her nerve till the very end. What a last over this has been. She's gone for runs. As many as 6, but that one delivery remaining. And in that one delivery, you need at least 3 runs here. So that means a boundary will do the trick, or a couple of runs, and things will be tied.
What will happen if the match will be tied? Super over?
It has to be a super over. .51 delivery remaining. Amishi is on strike. They're looking for 3 runs here. Big shot. It's over the infield. Looking for runs. Then they are coming back for the second. They have to come back for the second. The collection is not clean, and they've picked up 2. This match ends in a tie. Samira is distraught, and they've managed to pick up a couple of runs here. What a turn of events.
Absolutely. Once again, stunner. The excitement is still on. 111. And finally, Blues lost the match by just 1 run. Great entertainment for the families and spectators today. Once again, a thrilling match.
All right, so what a turn of events here, and this couldn't have ended in a better way. The scores were tied, and of course the game is tied as well. Both the Reds and the Blues will have to shake hands as equals, and what a turn of events here. Have a look at that. Oman Women's Blue, Jaya Dhania, 29 of 43. She was probably the mainstay here. Nitya, 3 of 4. She looked absolutely attractive in a couple of shots, but then had to depart early only for 3, courtesy a run out. Trupti, and she scored 22 of 23, and that was in a very quick pace. Certainly turned things around in the Blues' favour. Catherine, 18 of 23, and towards the end it was that little dynamite of Amishi, 15 of 19, who struck the ball very, very well, and keeping her company was the level-headed Ariba, and they made sure that they ended their innings on 111 for the loss of 4 wickets, with those 17 extras to contribute as well.
Well, what an exciting match. We had Samira didn't get any wicket. It's 1 wicket for Disha, 1 wicket for Radhika, and 1 wicket for Sushantika. It was a very, very hardly fought game between two teams, Blues and Red. Finally, the match ends in tie. And of course, all the girls must be very, very pleased to play this match, which was aired all through the channels at the moment.
Let's have a look how things started in that run chase. A few good runs here, but then that freak run out of the left-hander Nitya, and Cynthia managing to get that first breakthrough for the Reds. But then after that came out Tripti, and of course from the bat of JD a few boundaries came through, and that's when things started looking very good. But then eventually Tripti had to depart, courtesy a stumping leg before wicket for Radhika, and then a wicket for Sushantika. Samira in that last over managed to do as much as possible, but then that last ditch effort from Ariba and Amishi eventually leading that the Reds and the Blues end on the scores level. What a beautiful, beautiful conclusion to this game. Oman Women's Red 111 for 5, electing to bat first after winning the toss. 44 of 51, Lujena Sajid, and she'll be the star of the show because she scored very, very well. Hina Javed and Samira Khan contributed with the bat. With the ball, Catherine picked up a couple of wickets. Afida and Jaya Dhania Gunasekar, 1 for 23 for her, a wicket apiece for both these two bowlers. Oman Women's Blue in response, Jaya Dhania Gunasekar, 29 of 23. Tripti Paure, 22 of 23. Catherine, 18 of 23. But I believe they all need to owe it to Ariba and Amishi towards that last ditch effort. Sushantika 1, Disha 1, and Radhika Vatrana 1 wicket. In the end, of course, you know the result. It's a tie, and both these two teams will go home happy. We'll have the post-match presentation ceremony in just a bit. Do stay tuned. On the other side of the break, we have Pranav Mehta waiting for you.
He has timed that one well. That is the ball straight in. Beautiful ball. Edge the way. Yes, it is. timed that one well.
And 12 runs on the board, and it ended an even Steven at the end of the day. The man of the match, not really, it's the women of the match. It was an exhibition match, and Lojana will be collecting the memento from Empire Bala. Congratulations, Lojana. What an innings was that? What inspires you to be so positive and go all out attacking?
First of all, I'd like to thank my teammates and my coaches, my family, the support and the belief they have in me. It really inspires me and really encourages me to go forward in my game. So I think that's the most important thing an athlete has.
And where do we see Lojana from here? How are you going to be growing your career forward?
I think my coaches are working really hard. So even I'm working hard on my games. So I hope one day I'll be representing Oman or maybe Pakistan one day.
Congratulations, you've done really well.
Thank you so much.
That was the lady of the movement, Lojana, the woman of the match of that exhibition game. Do stay tuned because lots more action. It's the all-important finale that's going to be just across the line.
He has timed that one well. Passes the ball straight in. Beautiful ball. Edge the bay. Yes, it is. that one well. Catches the ball straight in. Beautiful ball. Edge the way. Yes, it is.
It can't get bigger than this. It's the all-important final for the Oman Cricket D20 powered by Fan Code, and what a setting in Al Amrat Oman Cricket Academy, turf number 1, and it's the big final. Royal Oman Stallions take on Majlis Titans tonight, and what a setting here, and the way Majlis Titans qualified into this big game, and we would be very, very excited to find out at the end of the night who gets the better of whom and who has bragging rights and their hands on that title. Without wasting much time, let's straight away get into the sidelines with Pranav Mehta, as he has the 2 captains with him for the all-important toss.
It's toss time for one final time in the Oman D20 powered by Fan Code. It is the all-important finale. I have the captains alongside me. Amr Kaleem, the captain of Majlis Titans. Mohammad Nadeem, the captain of Royal Oman Stallions. Match official, Sajir, is going to make sure that everything is spot on. Flip the coin, Amr. Number is the call. Number it is. Nadeem, all-important finale. Toss on your side. What would you like to do?
We are going to bat first.
Any particular reasons?
Oh, we want to put a target on the board, so final match there will be pressure. That's why we want to bat first.
You've been one of the dominating sides in the tournament, and then you're facing the giant killers. Are you expecting an upset, or are you looking to dominate this affairs?
No, actually, final anywhere is a balanced match, so you can't say they're playing very well. We also having good team, so we'll be